I think you need to say clearly what happened.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't care if you personally kick Candace Owens and her stanky
cray.
No good thing starts with, I was thinking about my ex.
He ain't learned his lesson. That's a brother ain't gonna learn shit.
I know this is gonna be unpopular, and I don't care.
Let's keep this shit funky.
All right. So welcome to the Unpopular Opinion Show, or Unpopin Show, as I call it. Yours truly, T-Storm, along with DJ Mike Swift.
What's happening?
What's happening? Going live on Instagram as well. Well, not that by the time you hear this, it wouldn't have mattered, but what's happening? Bedroom Boom Beast Boutique. I don't even know what that means. So on Instagram.
Well, I mean, it's a few things in that name that's very telling. Bedroom Boom and Beast.
Oh man. Yeah. So wanted to I don't even know how to get into it. So last night,
just jumped in with both feet, man. Last night, I'm out and I went out to the bar and I was socially distancing and wearing a mask, except for I'm actually putting the beer in my mouth, and an alert pops up on my phone. I have like news alerts set up, and it said Chadwick Boseman dead at age 43. And I'm in the bar, and it's maybe 4 or 5 people in there total. And I just go, oh, snap, right? And they say, what? And I'm the only black person in the bar. And I said, yo, Chadwick Boseman is dead. And they said, who is Chadwick Boseman? I said, King of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, everybody's face dropped. And they thought, because I'm a bit of a joker or whatever, so they thought I was kidding. And so I had to show them the story on the phone, man. And at that point, we all start, taking shots and that kind of thing, man. It was like, I never met him. I didn't know him personally. And generally speaking, man, like celebrity deaths and that kind of thing, it doesn't really affect me that much because I don't know them personally. But that one kind of hit me. It kind of hit me, man.
Yeah. Me too. It was, again, I don't know. I didn't know the man personally, but you get to, to experience art, and you get to the vibe, of the person. My impression of him was that he was very, very dedicated to his work and very sincere. I got to see some clips of some interviews and stuff that he had done over the years, whatever, especially around the time after he had did Black Panther. And he didn't come across as an arrogant dude or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just it was just one of them things that was like really, it was out of nowhere, to find that he had passed from colon cancer, from cancer. And then over the last 4 years, all the latest movies we saw, he did his work while going back and forth to chemo and dealing with all that comes with that illness. Shows huge dedication. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And like, so you look at the films he put out, over the past few years, is Black Panther in 2018, which, God, it feels like that, like, doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but
2020 feels like that's all right now. We feel like we've since March feels like 5 years instead of 5 months. So I understand what you're saying.
2020 is moving in dog years. It's crazy.
Right.
But he did Black Panther in 2018. He did 21 Bridges like right after that in 2019. He did a film for Netflix, which his company, Exception Entertainment or something like that. I can't remember the name, and I'll Google it in a second. But they did a film for Netflix called Message from the King. which was a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen that yet, pull that up on Netflix and check it out. And then he did this one with Spike Lee that came out this year, The Five Bloods. So they were physical films, and when you now put it in perspective of what he was going through, man, that, like, to your point of dedication to the craft, to be going through chemo and how that ravages your body, but then still get up and come in and be on set and running and jumping and doing all that stuff, man. It's impressive. It's a testament to dedication and hard work. And I think it's a fantastic example for anybody that's trying to get or do anything. Right? You are your biggest roadblock, and if you get out of your own way and just grind and hustle, man, you'll get to where you need to be. Yeah.
On my IG Live, a friend of mine, Mashua. Hey, come on, join in. I want to talk to you. Mashua lives in Namibia, in Africa. Okay. And I'm interested to hear, how they felt about. Oh, come on, Mashua, don't go there. Come on, girl. She declined. Come on, woman. Dear friend of mine, come on. I would love to talk to you. And about to drive. Just real quick. Before you 2 seconds. Jump off for 2 seconds. Before you pull off. Let's see if she jumps on. There she is. Mashua. Hi, my sister. What's happening? What's up? Is that the young man?
Hi, Tristan.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. So good to see you. So good to hear you.
Very bad. I'm in the car.
I got you. Say my partner Mike Swift.
See you, and I'm going to listen. I'm going to try to listen.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
My partner Mike Swift is on. We're in the middle of doing the Unpopular Opinions podcast that we record, and we just jumped on to do a quick thing for Chadwick Boseman. I just wanted to get your thoughts about his passing and his art, and how it's impacted and how it's received there in Namibia. You hear me? Oh, she's frozen.
She probably has Comcast too. Oh, I said the name. I wasn't supposed to ever say the name.
Say again, Mashua. Say again now.
May I?
Oh my God.
May I join you? How long will you?
Mashua, you breaking up a lot, man. Oh, she left. Okay.
Yeah, she's probably bad connection.
Thank you for trying though. And Althea 10. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Yeah, we my wife last night when we got the news, we saw the news about it. It was real. We got really emotional about it. You know what I mean? Again, this is a person that we didn't know personally, but it came really suddenly. You know what I mean? And through art, you feel connected to people. You know what I mean? And right. I mean, his body of work, that he's contributed, that he's put out there, that's out here right now. That's been some of the most impactful pieces of work, you know what I'm saying? And in a short amount of time, and I guess I get the feeling that once he, because he dealt with it privately, he didn't speak about it, publicly, but
he was a very private person, right? Yeah. He kept his personal life kind of on wraps for the most part.
But it seemed like he wanted to make sure he left an impact. He doing something he loved and wanted to leave an impact. There was an interview. There's a clip that that's circulating right now on Instagram where he was talking about some children that were dealing with cancer. and said that they were terminal and were trying to hold on to see Black Panther.
Saw half of that clip, and I was like, I'm glad I'm in the privacy of my own home because I'm in here crying like a baby.
Yeah. Check it out. Here's
Ian and Taylor, who recently passed from cancer. And throughout our filming, I was communicating with them, knowing that they were both terminal. And what they said to me is, and their parents said, they're trying to hold on till this movie comes. And to a certain degree, you hear them say that and you're like, wow, that's like, I got to get up and go to the gym. I got to get up and go to work. I got to learn these lines. I got to work on this accent. Seeing how devoted all of my castmates are and knowing that will be something meaningful to them. But it's to a certain degree, it's a humbling experience because you're like, this can't mean that much to them, but seeing how the world has taken this on, seeing how the movement is, how it's taken on a life of its own, I realized that they anticipated something great. And I think back now to a kid and just, waiting for Christmas to come, waiting for my birthday to come, waiting for a toy that I was going to get a chance to experience, or a video game. I did live life waiting for those moments. And so it put me back in the mind of being a kid, just to experience those two little boys' anticipation of this movie. And when I found out that they...
Wow.
Take your time with it.
Yeah, see? He had to know, even in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It means a lot. Ian and Taylor.
Yeah. I get the impression that he had to know, even in that moment, his own mortality. His own mortality was
right.
So
it meant more, you know what I mean? And we get to see it in retrospect and in hindsight. And it gives it context now. Before it's like, oh my God, this is such a great guy. Now it's, oh my God, this is such an amazing guy. Right. Yeah. That's crazy, but
yeah. Hold on. My live went pause because I think my son tried to call me. Yeah, man. It's I don't know. I don't even have the words, honestly. I don't even have the words.
It's rough.
We got up this morning and put on Black Panther. We watched Black Panther this morning. A whole new appreciation for it, and some of the even like the dialogue in the film, some of the stuff that he said. It just
it's more gravity to it now.
Yeah.
Look, and I think we're probably, not probably. I'm almost positive that we're not unique in our feelings and expression of them and how we felt about them. Just because of what he did was so incredibly impactful for. And he didn't do it alone, right? Like him, Marvel, Michael B. Jordan, and everybody who was in that movie, and it was a fantastic cast in that film. But what they did on a grand blockbuster movie scale was present Black people in such, not just a positive light, but in such a powerful light, right? Like the most powerful country on the planet, the most technologically advanced country on the planet, the most peaceful civilization on the planet,
right,
was all Black people. In my lifetime, I've never seen anything like that. And I grew up as kind of a comic book geek, and I read some Black Panther stuff and all of that stuff as a kid, but to see it put that way, it really impacted it, and it was a movement, and that movement hasn't gone anywhere. That effect hasn't gone anywhere. It planted something, and even though it's, you know, theatrical and not real or fiction or science fiction or however you want to categorize it, but it planted something, in Black people's minds. And I don't know if they set out to do that, but that was definitely the impact. And he was the face of that. Like he was at the forefront of that movement. So, I think everybody's, you know, feeling some kind of way today.
I'll play another clip, it was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, where he had people after watching the movie come and talk to a poster of Black Panther, Chadwick's, image, and Chadwick will pop out at the end and talk to them and really talk to them, and you can see how people were affected, how they were, just listen.
Take a step on this, Mark, and whenever you're ready, go ahead and tell Chadwick what he and the movie mean to you.
Darren here. Just want to say thank you so much for making Black Panther. I can't express how much it means to me and in the community and my family. Thank you from the very bottom of my heart for all that you've done, for really being a hero that we really need in a time like this. Thank you so much.
Darren, I think there's something wrong with your microphone.
I cannot tell you how much it means to have you step into the role as our king and be holding it with such grace and poise and joy.
That was so great. I think we should get a close-up of that. Let's get a close-up of that right
Actually, and there's,
right,
that person that came up and, he pop out and surprise him. Like I said,
like the reactions was more than just seeing a movie star.
Yeah,
it's like their reaction was seeing an influential person on their lives.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about representation in film. I see it. I see it in my 3-year-old. Right. Two of the movies. I mean, one at 3, he knows all the characters from Marvel, even down to Stan Smith. He knows. He knows Stan Smith when he's on the screen. Oh, that's Stan Smith. He knows everybody, right? And so, watching him, we're big Marvel fans here in my household, and Iron Man, all those movies, Captain America, he loves those. But Black Panther, and even it wasn't a Marvel film, but it was a Marvel film. The Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse with
that film was amazing.
Yeah,
that was an amazing film.
Those are the two that he really is drawn to. You know what I mean? And it has a lot to do with seeing yourself in the characters on the screen. You know what I mean? It's empowering. It's so I identify. So I remember when again going back to Black Panther, when they just introduced him in the Captain America movie, it was just like, because we didn't know it was coming. It was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And then to see the feature film, and it was all of us up there, and the story was so very real life. You know what I mean? Where how he explained it in the interview, he explained that they didn't have a villain in that film. It was two sides of the same coin, basically. You know what I mean? So even Killmonger wasn't necessarily looked upon as the villain. He was just a different point of view. And
yeah, it was as I saw it, right? The Killmonger character, how he turned out, his history, his upbringing was a metaphor for absentee fathers, broken Black homes, and the contrast between Killmonger and the T'Challa character was one of what is and what could have been. You know what I mean? From both, in both directions. So it was a very interesting contrast, and it made you, as the viewer, or it made me, you know, other people might have had different experiences, but it made me, like you said, not see a villain. And it's like, who do you root for? It's like you're watching this conflict, and it's like, who you root for. And it was so much more than the traditional good guy, bad guy conflict in a film or a story. It was excellently done.
Yeah. And I, you know, the 21 Bridges, that I love that movie. You know, I really like, that was pretty dope too. The Five Bloods, which he just did, one of his last films that was on Netflix, directed by Spike Lee. I gotta go back and watch it again, because I don't think I haven't
watched it yet. It's in my queue, but I haven't watched it yet.
It was one of them late nights. I put it up and was drifting in and out, and saw more of the end of the movie than, you know, from beginning to end. So I have to go back and really sit with it and watch it to absorb the story. But the brother, he definitely made an impact. And I'm sorry to see him, you know, like a lot of people, sorry to see, you know, him go. And you know, and my selfish, I'm wondering what's going to happen with Black Panther now, you know, the sequel. You know what I mean? Like, can they, I don't know if they filmed it already yet, or were they in the process of filming?
They haven't started filming on that. That movie wasn't scheduled to come out until like 2022 or something like that. So they were probably very much still in pre-production phase. But I don't, you know, that's a good question, right? So Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios over there, he's a real classy dude. So I don't know how he would handle that. Like, it's kind of like, you can't recast it. Like, he is Black Panther. So I don't know. Do you make another movie and write Black Panther's death into the script and make another movie focusing on other characters? Do you recast, or do you just nothing at all? Right? Like, out of respect, we will not make a second movie. We will not recast. That is a fantastic piece of art. That was a fantastic actor. It stands on its own, and respect. We're not doing nothing. Right. I don't know. He's a classy dude. So referencing Kevin Feige. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what direction he goes in with that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we were all anticipating and waiting for Black Panther 2 to see, you know, where that story goes and everything. And like you said, I mean, if they do recast, how do they, you know what I mean? How do they still pay tribute if they did? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Who would take that role, though?
You know what's funny? In my mind, I thought that fantasy world, Michael B. Jordan, even though he was Killmonger, but I could see him in that in that role as well. And how would that be addressed?
Oh, that would confuse the shit out of fans. Like,
or Killmonger come back.
There has been some talk on the interwebs about that, like, oh, he didn't really die, and they'll bring him back in the next film. And I don't think they're going to do that, or at least I don't think they were going to do that. You never know what would have happened now.
Right.
But it's so, and I, speaking of, films or whatever, he was working on a film about the Little Rock Nine with Seth MacFarlane.
Wow.
Seth MacFarlane, from Family Guy fame. What's the Star Trek kind of spinoff show he did? I can't remember. It was actually quite good, and I can't remember the name of it. Cosmos reboot. Seth MacFarlane's a Hollywood heavyweight at this point, with the Midas touch for projects, and he and Chadwick were working on I think it was a mini series about the Little Rock Nine, and I wonder if that is gonna keep going, because that's an important story to tell.
Yeah, I would imagine. I imagine it would continue, definitely. To finish what he started.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's heavy. 22. This has been the 5 years of 2020.
2020 has been like, oof. Kobe Bryant, Chadwick Boseman, coronavirus, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. And I read something the other day that said a meteor is supposed to strike Earth in November. Like
the day before the election.
I'm done. I'm out. I quit 2020.
We got murder hornets.
I forgot about the murder hornets.
Murder hornets, and the Black Plague also there's some traces in California somewhere. It's a lot happening, man. But on the bright side, R. Kelly got his ass whooped. So there's some sunny sides to it. Depends on how you look at it. You can find something.
That ass whooping been coming since like 95.
Oh man. And just briefly, Michael Jackson's birthday would have been today. He would have been 62 on this Saturday. I cracked a joke.
Oh boy.
We heard that 45's brother passed away.
Trumpet is the bad president.
And have you ever seen Walk Hard? Are you familiar with Walk Hard?
I am not.
The Dewey Cox story.
Dewey Cox? Well, I don't know.
It's a fictional character, right? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Dewey Cox. There he is. It's a fictional character that's let's say rock singer or whatever. Came up and I forget what's the brother's name? What's the actor's name? John C. Reilly plays Dewey Cox. And in the early part of the story, him and his brother were playing with machetes with the sleeves on it, though. And the sleeve, they're swinging and playing with each other, and the sleeve slides off, and he swings and chops his brother in half. And the brother's like, "Oh my God, I'm halved." I'm so sorry, dude. You got to become the greatest. The pressure's on you now. You have to be double great, right? And the parents come, and the kid doesn't make it, right? And his father looks at Dewey and goes, "The wrong kid died." That was a long walk. I get it. But for 45...
Trumpet is the bad president.
Figure it out for yourself. The wrong kid died.
Oh, boy.
It would make things so much easier if you... Can I say that?
No. Not without the FBI raiding your home.
I wish no harm to that man, but you know, the angel of death was he was in the neighborhood. And
look,
okay, I'll stop there.
Yeah. I can't pull you out of that one. I was trying to find a way to pull you out. I can't pull you out. Let's just move on.
Okay.
Let's go back. Actually,
a long beep. Backwards, so people figure it out on the hill. But
allow me to share. Set me up to share.
Good grief. I'm still trying to figure out this. Floor and filth. Hang on.
Floor and filth. Sound like Cosby.
Pill
Cosby.
Talking about pill.
Talking about pill.
All right. You got it, brother.
That's what he left behind. That was his wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I love most about this picture, I mean, she is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
But what I love most about this picture is this guy right here.
Yeah.
Who is realizing how absolutely stunning she is. Look at that face. Look at his face. Holy cow.
Oh, man. Yeah.
No, that it's, we joke, but it's sad. I think they married not long ago. They kept that private and quiet as well. I think she's a singer. They met right after she graduated college and started dating and eventually got married.
Yeah. Prayers go out to the family, and
sure.
It's and I guess if there's anything to be taken, anything positive to be taken from this, right? While it's a shock to us, the family knew him and was there with him all the way. They were unfortunately expecting this day to come. So while it's still untimely, it wasn't necessarily out the blue for them, and they got to. I'm sure they got to enjoy, to really cherish the time that they spent, that they had left.
Yeah, spend time, prepare. Yeah,
and that the fact that the story says that his family was at his side at his home when he went. That feels a little bit. I mean, it's still sad, but it feels a little better than a tragic. He just dropped somewhere with nobody around, and you know what I mean. So
yeah,
so
that's how I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
cause I'm alone so much, and I'm home by myself all the time. I'm gonna be that dude that y'all be like, we ain't heard from Mike in about a week, and it doesn't help that I'm a bit of a hermit and I don't really talk to a lot of people often, so people are used to not hearing from me. So I'm just gonna be in the house by myself. Nobody's gonna know for a month.
That's a terrible way to. Nah.
Hey, I'm a depressing cat.
Yeah.
What can I do?
I can't go. My family is not gonna let me.
You can't die. You got to work.
You got some. Or if I got some dishes that need to be done, you got to,
Who gonna take out the trash?
Yeah, we got too much. We got too much to do. You can't come back. Come back here. Get up. Nope.
That's what they call being a man, sir.
I can't lounge on the couch for 10 minutes before my wife goes, "Hey, I need you to." Okay, all right. Get the 3-year-old. Get the toddler. He's bothering. Okay, all right. Yeah. So, anyway, leave your comments. Leave your comments on how you felt about hearing the untimely passing of Mr. Chadwick Boseman. What has art meant to you? What roles, most impacted you? For me, it's by far Black Panther. Love to hear from you. Follow us on all socials at Unpopin Show. And of course, our website, unpopin.com. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back with some more sunnier dispositions on some things. See you soon.
Peace.